Let's explore the 8 e-learning design strategies of effective online classrooms. The first one is a hybrid experience. Effective online classrooms combine synchronous, which is live, and asynchronous, which is self-paced classes into one cohesive classroom. Those synchronous live classrooms are things like Zoom meetings or maybe Google Classrooms, where learners meet live in a digital format. Asynchronous is when you have a self-paced portion of your class that learners do outside of live interaction with you. Design element number 2 is that we provide consistent learning path, an organized, sequence, and structured learning path. Don't give learners too many options in an online learning experience. They'll need to come in and out of that experience on a regular basis. And so because of that, they'll need a consistent path if they're going to be able to organize their learning and maintain their focus and their direction, and so that they know what's expected. Make that learning path consistent and predictable. Here's an example of an online hybrid class. This is the one that we'll use. Starts with a live workshop, followed by, this is synchronous, followed by an asynchronous portion of the class. Discussion question 1, a learner checkpoint, discussion question 2, an action application. Now it doesn't mean that you need to use this learning path. What's most important is that you find a learning path that works really well and that you consistently use that same learning path week after week. Design element number 3 is that we divide lessons into short mini lessons. Remember, attention can only pay focused attention for about 15 to 20 minutes. Instead of having one big long lesson, divide your lessons into small mini lessons. Design element number 4 is that we keep a weekly schedule. Organize your program, your consistent learning path, if you will, on a weekly basis. That makes it easy for learners to come in and out of the learning experience and to know what their expectations are. Design element number 5 is to provide a visual calendar. Learners come in and out of this experience again, and so it's much easier for a learner to find what is happening if they have a visual calendar. That's a super small strategy, but it's really, really effective in an online learning environment. Design element number 6 is the use of discussion threads. Now, discussion threads get a bad reputation in online education, but they can be really effective for creating engaging and interactive learning experiences. Remember that a discussion thread is for repeated interactions. Mockingbird likes 4 different types of forums. Housekeeping and management forums. This is community and attendance and a question forum. Academic discussion forums. In our hybrid, we like to use discussion question 1 and discussion question 2. And then a personal forum. This is that one-to-one interaction that we maintain. Remember that all of these forums are about repeated interaction. Now, at-risk learners aren't necessarily comfortable posting online, so it's really important that we provide a rubric with them so they know exactly what is expected. But remember, you'll have to teach that rubric to learners. Most learners won't just read that rubric and then follow the path that the rubric provides. It's important that we teach how to read and how to use a rubric so they have clarity on what the expectation is. Here are some of those forums. A community forum, that's for attendance and non-academic community posts. A questions forum. I always like to run a questions forum throughout my entire course. That way learners can post that answer. I don't have to keep answering the same question over and over and over again. I also encourage learners to answer each other's questions. A personal forum, that's that one-to-one communication. I like to maintain that. If you have an online design program that allows you to keep that as a physical structure in your learner management system or in your system, that's really, really effective. Otherwise, just use email, but maintain a consistent repeated interaction through a personal forum. Design element number 7 is consistent mentor hours. While I always want to be available to my learners, and that's an important element of working effectively with at-risk learners, it's also really important that they know exactly when they can get help. So I like to have consistent coaching hours. There's some different ways that you could do coaching hours. My coaching sessions look like this. Either 1, everybody must attend, 2, anyone can attend, or 3, one-on-one sessions. Usually, the most effective route is to use all 3 in some combination. Effective element number 8. Learners have to see progress, consistent, frequent, and timely feedback. I like to make sure that I give my learners feedback at least once a week, if not more. Consistent, frequent feedback tells learners that they're doing the right things at the right time and gives them the encouragement and motivation to continue to progress. Remember, this isn't face to face, so we can't pat them on the back or have that look them in the eye and give them that consistent physical presence that we usually do when we communicate progress. So we have to do a really good job of communicating progress in an online environment. I recommend that you find that pattern and then stick to it. Make sure that it's frequent. Continuous feedback. This picture just shows that example. Most of us provide feedback at the beginning and the end, but we forget all the opportunities along the path to provide that consistent feedback. Those are the 8 strategies of effective online classrooms: hybrid, consistent learning path, a sprint, a consistent weekly schedule, a visual calendar, using discussion forums effectively, consistent coaching hours, and then making sure that learners can see their progress on a regular basis. Consistent basis. Good luck. I hope that helps you.